Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Today, 今日は we are playing a game that came out eons ago, at least in my mind. I vaguely remember seeing this game when I was but a tween. And since stream yesterday, yesterday night's second stream ended up not happening on YouTube, I figured we'd do a stream that I can only do on YouTube today. So, if you didn't know, this is Genital Jousting. Very big warning for y'all that this game may contain depictions of penises and penetration. Do I know really much about this game? No. Am I still hee hee ha ha excited to play it? Absolutely. Yeah, huge warning. Huge. But let's hop into it. I'm on a controller. I don't know if that's proper. Gee, bus, that is loud. My ooh. Where is the volume option? Ow! Why is it so loud? Why is every game I play so loud? There's gotta be. Is there really no volume control at all? Eh? Alright, let's try having it at a okay level for y'all. It is playing so loud out of my headphones that if I don't wear them, I can hear it, so I guess that's fine. My goodness. Alright, it shouldn't be too loud for y'all. Let me just make doubly sure. Should be max 45 volume, which should be okay. Let me know if it's too loud. But let's go into story mode. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be giggling. There are peanuts on the screen. Of course I'm gonna go hee hee ha ha. Are you kidding me? That's me. Oh, you can choose which side is your... Why is there a wet trail? That's so idiotic. No one will ever love you. Uh-oh. Oh no. We're getting bullied. We're getting beat up by bullies in the sandbox. And they're growing while we stay tiny.
John woke to the shrill cry of his alarm clock and lay there, rigid.
Oh, it was a
His usual
nightmare,
morning
thank
condition.
goodness.
But there was another reason John couldn't get out of bed. It was the weight. A weight that had nothing to do with his muscles or fat or sweaty blankets. John was weighed down by a piece of paper. The invitation to his high school reunion.
High school
From across
reunion.
the years, the words he'd heard in the schoolyard was still clear. You're a loser. No one will ever love you.
3 months until reunion. Well, let's wash up.
John needed to shower and wash off the sweaty stink of desperate sadness.
Do tricks in the shower. Yes, nice and cleanly. Oh. That is crazy. Get ready for work. Oh, pick an outfit. That's not work appropriate. That's more work appropriate. Shirt and
John
tie.
had 3 months until the reunion to turn his life around.
Man, this game, really, the settings
First, he
stink.
needed to clean up.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that takes care of the dishes at least. Take care of
The only
leftovers.
reason he'd ordered so much takeout was because Delilah, the delivery peen, made John feel butterflies in his testicles.
No longer hungry if I eat leftovers for breakfast. Just rolling around on broken glass. Heck yeah.
John suddenly realized the time. Distracted by his new drive to improve his life, he had become late. He needed to hurry, or he'd miss the bus to work.
Don't miss
John
the
had left his
bus.
apartment late, but if he caught the express bus, he might make it to work on time. John didn't really like his job, but it had two qualities in its favor. One, he could pay his rent.
Didn't really
and
like his
two,
job. Poor
Barbara.
guy.
Currently John's top candidate for his reunion date. John noticed a moderately attractive peen waiting at the stop.
Moderately attractive.
He was tempted to talk to her.
Let's just get into the bus. We gotta get to work.
The office hummed with cold fluorescent lighting. The air was
Flesh.
cold and stale.
Corp.
Lifeless. How long had John worked here? Long enough to deserve better. John was late, but he felt daring. He could sneak into the office through the archives, or he could stroll through the front entrance with enough confidence to bluff his boss. Predictably, he chose the direct route.
Yeah. Let's be direct. That's crazy.
John was nearly trampled by the morning coffee rush. Everyone else was hard at work, grinding away. John might actually get away with this. The boss. He homed in on John, deluging him with spit and buzzwords. The boss ran out of synonyms for John's failings and gave him an ultimatum. Barbara would definitely not be interested in dating John if he was unemployed. He had to get to the quality assurance department.
Go to QA. Is chat working? Yes, yes. Okay, so now we're... Oh, God.
Dildo just waiting to cost the company millions in lawsuits. John would have to test them all.
Oh. That's... Oh, God.
Every atom of John's rectum began to vibrate with the frequencies of pure pleasure.
Voice overlay, my gosh.
This vibrator would end all wars. It was good.
And of course, that's crazy.
That one was good too.
What are
The
you...
Prostate Pounder X900 series, the most advanced vibrator on the market. Sweet mother,
genital
John,
jousting.
that's too much pleasure for one anus to handle.
Am I gonna like bust through the floor? What even? What even?
John's butt hurt, but his heart was proud. If that vibe had gotten out into the world, it could have injured a customer as badly as it had ravaged his anus. The boss arrived and congratulated John on taking one for the team and jumping on the hand grenade.
John took
or in
more
this
than
case,
one for the
putting
team.
it up his butt. John was having trouble following the conversation because he was quite high on suppository painkillers. And then the boss said it. Promotion. Finally, the company was recognizing John's hard work and ignoring his minor faults like lack of talent, constant lateness, and flatulence.
Flatulence? Is that a... nice confetti.
John's new office smelt like polished wood and success. John's success. Sam dropped by. He'd heard John had been hurt. John said he was fine. He wasn't a softie to complain about a mildly ruptured rectum. Besides, he had a promotion to celebrate.
Promotion.
John had met Sam in college during a sports ball game. He'd given him some stiff competition.
Get out of the way, dude. I played Rocket League before. Get out of here. Shoo.
Not stiff enough. They'd
It
started
is,
a
it
fresh core
is.
product testing together. Nothing builds a friendship like a long day of dildo mounting.
This isn't allowed on Twitch, but it's allowed on YouTube.
Yes, John had known Sam for a while. But John couldn't hang out with Sam. He had a reunion to prepare for. He was going out with Barbara tonight. He just had to ask her.
Alright, we gotta go get our high school reunion date.
Everyone was quiet, listening to the presentation. A good moment for John to ask Barbara out.
Which one?
That's not Barbara, John.
I don't know who Barbara is. What? Game. Also, oh my god, why is this peanut so hard to control? Why can I eat? Let me through. My balls are too big.
Barbara agreed. Well, she nodded. Sort of. Things were really going John's way.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Is this
John
Barbara?
tried to act as suave as possible and listen to Barbara talk business. He didn't want to blow his chances at long-term love and short-term sex. Barbara began to talk about monthly feedback figures, and John started to zone out, imagining him and Barbara at the reunion, a power couple. She would make his classmates sick with envy.
Ooh.
If he could get her to tone down the boring chatter. John's balls were gripped by certainty. Barbara was the perfect date for the reunion. John thought he would impress Barbara by going behind the bar and showing the bartender a thing or two. Despite Barbara's protests that it was unnecessary, John knew that a true gentleman should follow her home.
Oh.
He was excited. There was still 3 months
Bro,
until the reunion.
do not follow a
and he'd
girl
already
home if
landed
she
his
asks you not
perfect
to.
date. All he had to
What
do
even?
was seal the deal. Barbara thanked John for the evening and politely did not invite him inside for coffee or sex, even though John had dropped some pretty obvious hints he'd be into both, or just the sex. The door slammed on John's hopes. He didn't understand. He'd laughed at all Barbara's pie chart jokes. He'd listened to her boring stories.
Bro, if you find her boring,
John began
she's
the
not for
lonely
you.
walk home, thoughts tumbling like shoes in a dryer. He had done
Feeling
everything
empty.
wrong. Barbara had led him on just to humiliate him.
What?
John felt empty. How could
Wiener
he get
dog.
love? He
Cute.
felt like he was missing something, some key to attracting sex. But John was shooting blanks. What did Peens want?
Yeah, this is what all peens are like, I assume. Slug
Then
trail.
it hit John out of nowhere.
Need more stuffing.
He had the success. He just needed to show it off. But where was John going to get all the stuff he wanted? John needed a sign.
Buttloads of stuff for buttloads of cash. Ooh.
A new day, a new John. He waited outside his local buttload store for it to open, eager to spend his promotion bonus on stuff. The best way to impress women. There's nothing like a rectum full of money to make a peen feel like a man.
Oh, that's the security guard. Okay. Alright. Enter.
Suddenly it occurred to John that he was going to make a lot of choices. And every one of those choices would tell the world who he was. Did he want cheese or sausage?
Cheese.
Delicious.
And sausage. Get both.
Also delicious. What would a date think when they sat in John's home?
Oh,
Comfort or style?
comfort. Who doesn't want a big old comfy couch? And for 500? That's not bad.
John went with comfort. Plus, it matched the couch he already had. John weighed up all the differences, but this was a tough choice. John chose the extremely, obviously bad TV.
What? Of course I want this one. I need to drive with my other side.
John realized that it was only 2 months and 29 days until the reunion.
2 months and 29 days.
Time flies.
Like,
Cactus or rose?
oh, Rose for
Was
sure.
John a rugged hero or a romantic poet?
We're a romantic poet, John. Come on. Come on,
If
Peen.
John grew his own flowers, then he'd save on romantic gestures in the long run.
I don't know about that. You picked out our
There was
coffin?
nothing John could take with him to the grave.
Is it comfy? I would love to sleep in a coffin, to be honest.
Except his coffin. John liked to get his pizza delivered. That way
Free
he could
pineapple,
see Delilah,
pineapple
the delivery
free.
peen. She always made him smile.
I prefer pineapple free.
John knew that Delilah thought pineapple on pizza was an abomination.
Stylish tie.
What
Banana
better
outfit.
would Delilah prefer? John couldn't help wondering.
I'm sorry. The pizza bit is funny. John,
Just like the regular pizzas he regularly ordered.
I'm making you a normie.
Devoid of any sense of style, buying new clothes would be John's toughest challenge.
Ooh.
John felt sharp, and also like a phony.
Yeah, that's not for you, John.
A nice fit, but could John pull off the color?
It's so hard. Ah, so difficult to drive.
Very spunk rock.
Yeah, why don't you go bow tie version of what you already wear?
John decided to go with the outfit. Music, the food of love.
True,
Should John
true.
go retro
I forgot about that.
sophisticated, or just retro?
Retro. I like vinyls. I mean, I like cassettes more because there's less, like, over time they don't lose as much, but I just like the aesthetics of vinyl a lot more.
John was sure he could just pirate extra records. Every can was made of metal,
True.
pulled from the bones of the earth, wrestled to the surface and smelted in roaring furnaces. All so John could buy peas preserved in salty water and
Heck
stick
yeah.
them up his butt. John's new purchases were on the way to his apartment. All he had to do was invite a date
Yeah,
over.
exactly.
One look at all his stuff and they'd be overwhelmed with sexual desire. John felt
John,
proud,
I don't know about that.
also hungry.
No CD
Gave him an
representation.
idea.
True.
He should invite Delilah over for dinner.
John is wild and look
John
at double
was
the couch.
excited.
I didn't realize.
Delilah was on her way.
I
He
didn't
just needed to
realize.
set the mood to romance. Classy.
I have no idea how we're setting the room to romance. How do... Oh. There we go. Did not realize you stick it in your butt to light it. My fault? Oh, that is so crazy. Yuck.
John hoped she didn't have allergies.
Music. I'll put a CD on.
That must be Delilah at the door.
Delilah.
The door opened and there was Delilah. John gulped down his nerves and invited her in. John could tell that Delilah was impressed by his stuff. It was time to crank up the mood to seduction. John wanted to offer Delilah wine, but he'd already popped his cork. Delilah started looking as nervous as John felt. He assumed it was because she was shy too. They
Probably.
were compatible. Of course, at the reunion, he couldn't mention Delilah was a delivery peen. That would be embarrassing. Delilah suddenly headed for the door. And just like that, John was alone again. Delilah hadn't even looked at his stuff. The rejection burned. John felt insignificant. He had everything he wanted.
Wait, how many pizzas have
The
you
job,
ordered trying to
money,
get
the
her?
stuff. So much stuff. He
John,
wanted to destroy all of it.
why were you
Shove it
ordering
into the
so many
abyss. His stuff didn't matter.
pizzas, huh?
He was a shaft in the machine.
And so much
A
peas.
lonely piston pumping away like all
A
the others in his
lonely
rigid
piston is
Nothing special about
crazy.
him. Why should Delilah or Barbara or any other peen be interested in dating him? He was just like everyone else, and they could tell. John wanted to be special, but he had to face the numb truth. He wasn't. And
Wow,
all
these
the money and
outfits are
stuff he'd
crazy.
ever accumulate wouldn't change that. He thought it would make him unique, but it just made him more like everyone else. He should leave it all. Get out of this little town and go on an adventure. Die, couch. See the world. He was a boring corporate drone, but he didn't have to be. Fuck off, inanimate objects. He could be a traveler, exploring jungles and climbing mountains. He could
John,
visit the
you
wonders
poor
of the
thing.
world and get his picture taken. Like
You'd-
Peony
or you
Island,
could just
the
love yourself.
unspoiled paradise he'd seen on TV. That was it. John had to travel.
John. Yeah, exactly. He could have been like,
John was
well,
ready
she's
to
not the
put
one for me.
5,000 miles
Let me
between
do
him
something I like
and his
tonight and
problems.
feel better.
Leaving it all behind. Including his luggage.
Oops.
John was so close. He could almost smell the freedom of the skies.
True, true.
Security sent John back through the detector. John had forgotten he had his nail clippers with him. He'd have to buy another pair soon, or he'd look ridiculous.
Yuck. He got those nail clippers on him.
When the acceleration of takeoff had slackened, John felt a sweet relief. He had left his worries on the runway. He was up in the clouds, on his way to
Let me out of
adventure.
here. Get me out. Get me out.
John's adventure had
They're all
begun
weenie
at last.
dogs.
And clearly it
Cute.
was a small world after all, and also a flat one. That was going to piss off the globeheads.
What has 3 testicles in the morning, 2 testicles in the afternoon, and no testicles at night? What even? Can we get one of these? Best wall ever? Oh my... I'm gonna... Konnichiwa. Expected more tentacles, John. We all know what kind of sites you're on now. How do I... How do I get to this one? Eat. There we go. Try... Crazy. Guys, do not go to the World Wonders and do this, please. Don't eat the cheese here, trust me. Bro, John is also lactose.
John was having fun, but something told him he needed to go home. Probably his empty bank account.
Konnichiwa.
John was on his way back home. He was out of money, but money can't buy love. What it can buy are the experiences that had made John a more interesting and developed person, with 100 Bustagram photos to prove it. Finally, everything was going smoothly. John felt good to be back on the familiar ground of home, but he would feel better to be on the familiar mattress of home. That's not John's bag. Not that one either. Nope. That's probably the right one. Close enough anyway.
Eee! There we go. Hey, get over here. Even though we didn't bring luggage, this is my luggage now. Honestly, if we went to the America side, it probably would have happened. Ah, it's so hard to carry my luggage, dude.
Despite John's swell of fresh optimism, traveling was exhausting, and he just really wanted to get home and get some sleep.
Go left, go right. Do we have anything? Did we like pay rent before we left? To pull from butt. Oh, to eat an apple. Oh, it's another nightmare. The love letter to her locker. Is it somewhere else? No, it's in this hallway. Okay, who are we delivering a love letter to? Oh, follow the roses. No one will ever love you. John, that's not true. John, no. Not the piercing. Golly.
Another nightmare. John's stress about getting a date for the reunion was making him think of her. Harmony. He hadn't seen her in years.
Childhood love.
Would she be at the reunion? John shook off the thought. He wasn't a child.
Shake it off, John. Shake it off.
Penis.
6 weeks until reunion. Let's go wash up.
Why is the bathroom barricaded? Foreskin's sake, is that a swan? John had no idea how it had gotten into his home, or why it hated him so much. It would probably be best to leave it alone.
We gotta get clean. Swan, you're not even a goose. Quit acting like this. Geese are way better at this than you are. Oh, I can't even get out. There we go. How? Bro, how did you... How?
John's butt started to buzz. Had he left a vibrator up there? Whatever it was, he should get it out.
Oh.
John's old phone. They really were indestructible. It was Sam calling.
Entitled Goose Game. I think this came out before that. It's a pretty old game, from what I remember.
He wanted to check in on John. The travel looked fun, but it was so sudden. Was John okay? Sam was such a softie, always worrying about feelings.
Well, tell him you're not, John. Come on.
And it was the feeling of being awesome.
Old phone. Truly, though.
Sam a text, but John was on a mission. The reunion
No,
was
talk to
getting
your
closer,
friend
and
about how
he
you feel
had to
bad.
get a date.
John, come on.
Fortunately, John knew exactly
No.
where to find love.
John, don't ruin your life. No. No.
John held his breath. He was about to meet his match. He had to reassure himself.
Oh
he
no,
could do
did you
this.
mail order?
He had a good job. He had nice stuff. He had traveled. He was ready to find love. On Weena, where all his sexy travel photos would give him the pick of the pack.
I don't know. Apparently,
Too skinny, too short.
Teresa, I like potatoes.
Too much foreskin,
Cheryl.
not enough foreskin. Glasses. Bangs. Nope. What a loser. Too wide. Nope, nope.
1 hour later. Looking for love. Let's go.
Yep, the pick of the pack.
Follow me on Bucksticker. Stargate. That's crazy. Bro, John.
Yes! John had the pick of the pack.
Amanda 22. I'm a very dirty peen if you know what I mean. Whoa.
John valued honesty in a date, but he had been expecting a different kind of dirty. A sexy and much more hygienic kind.
Yeah, John, what did you expect? It's dating apps, buddy. I'm sorry. Just an ice queen looking for love. Put on a skate. Oh, gosh.
John was scared of getting circumcised so late in life. Oh, better put that on ice. It'll be okay, John. Chick stick scars. I hope.
I love a peen with a sense of humor.
After the reattachment surgery, the doctors had told John to rest. So he did, for 6 hours.
Bro, you were so beat up. Bro, why are you like this?
John was in stitches.
Truly, though. Karen 27, single mom. Does anyone like hair? John. John.
Karen had invited John straight over. She was not fooling around. Very exciting. And now she wanted him round the back.
Oh.
Karen let John know that the cake was only for the kids. So was the candy and the piñata. And that she'd be back in 1 hour.
No. No, Karen. No. You're staying here. I'm pinning you to the wall. No. No. There you go. Go eat the candy. Alright, time to leave. Oh, goodness. Wait, double date? Huh? What is this?
So far, Weena had been a parade of weirdos and rejections. If this date
True.
didn't work out, John vowed to give it up. But maybe this time, maybe today would be his day.
Alright, let's go. Let's see. Meet Sharona. Wow, what does this lovely peen
Sharona
look
sighed
like?
and said, "He'll do."
Wait, we're getting married? Uh-oh. Married on the first date, y'all.
John felt a little underdressed and a lot overwhelmed. He was surrounded by strangers, and Sharona was glaring at the muscular groom.
Oh, she's
At least
jealous
John
of the
hadn't
groom.
missed out on the cake. John realized that Sharona had only brought him to create some penis envy. What a
Some
terrible
peen
plan.
envy. Uh-oh.
So many reasons. John got excited. They were going to cut the cake. "He's mine!" Sharona screamed as she launched herself at the newlyweds. Suddenly, penises were up and yelling, "No, he's
Let's
mine!"
leave.
It was a no
Let's leave.
holds barred cock
Get out of here. Get out of here. They can cut each other up. We're not getting cut.
As John dodged flying glasses and cake, he felt a stab of envy. The groom had dozens of penises after him, and John had none. It was just wrong.
No, get out of here, John. Come on, you don't want to be cut. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. John, get out, John, get out.
John left the screams and
Oh
explosions
my
behind
goodness.
him. It was a disastrous end to his online dating. He had tried everything, and it just wasn't good enough. He
Yeah,
wasn't
John,
good
dating
enough.
apps aren't great.
Maybe the bullies from school were right. Swans were so simple. If you gave them bread, they liked you. But you can't take a swan to a reunion.
True, true. Their natural instinct is to kill, is what the achievement I just got said. That's crazy. Yeah. Don't start dating if you're not happy with yourself.
John wanted what that groom had. Love. Real love. The kind that makes
Oh my God, we're just
penises
getting hit by so
fight to
many
the death.
cars here. He does not look both ways. Oh, me and the swan have become friends
Days
now.
later, the question was still bugging John. Why were so many penises in love with the groom, but no one loved John?
It wasn't fair. John deserved attention. He had money and Buttstagram pics of his adventures. He even
John,
still
money
had
isn't
quite a lot of
everything. I'm
stuff.
sorry.
What did that penis have that John didn't?
John, money doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I can't get the last dish. Alright, there we go. We're gonna work
Then
out.
it hit John. That penis was so strong
Christ.
and hard. That's what everyone wanted. That's what John wasn't.
Everyone
That's what
wants
John
a strong
had to
and
be to
hard
find
peen.
love. It was
John,
time
working
to
out isn't
hit
gonna
the
change
gym.
anything. John, you gotta work on internal stuff before you work on external stuff, John. John, please.
John arrived at his local gym. A part of him couldn't believe he was here. He just wasn't a gym penis. But John had tried everything else. If he wanted to get the perfect date, he'd need to sign up. Sam? What was he doing here? Of course, Sam was married.
Homie.
John's theory was right. If you get muscles, you get love.
What's up, buddy? Can we work out together? Can we
Out of
gym
nowhere,
gym
Sam
besties?
asked John how he was doing.
Not good.
Doing.
Not
For a
good.
moment, John wanted to be honest. But he didn't come to gym to be a softie. John was here to get hard. It was John's first time in a gym since school. John had two options. He could try month by month, or if he signed the 10-year Big Muscles Big Savings contract, he'd get a free easy squeezy water bottle. John only
Don't do
needed
that.
muscles for the reunion. After that, he wouldn't care.
John, don't fall for it. John, don't fall for it.
The gym's clean peen pool policy meant that John would have to do something he had never done before. Get naked in front of strangers. Maybe he could set a record for speediest cleanse. Naked, John could feel the blanket of steam intimately against his private parts. John pretended he was alone and not surrounded by wrinkly, wet cocks.
God, this game is
What was John
fucking
nervous about? That he would be laughed at?
voiceover is
There was nothing
crazy.
funny
I couldn't
about a
imagine
naked
getting
penis.
the job to voice over this. That's so funny.
Very fetching, John. It even matches your tan lines. Time to conquer the pool.
Low-key a fever dream.
Sam
True.
enthusiastically greeted John and offered to show him around. obviously not realizing that John was a natural athlete. The pool was like baptism, the icy water washing away John's flabby flab. He found his stroke, gliding through the water like an eel
Why are we
with
swimming
large,
together like
ungainly
this?
testicles.
What
John
is
stuck
this?
close to Sam, just to make sure Sam knew John could swim. Not because John was worried about drowning. No, not that. This wasn't hard. John couldn't believe Peens actually got
Oh, she's
gold medals
sweating? Is that
just
what
for
that means?
splashing around. Maybe he could become an Olympian.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
He
he's
was
kind of
slowing
sinking
down
a little.
bit, flailing a bit. But John pushed on, knowing that looking good in a Speedo was the only thing that could save him from
John,
an empty
John.
existence.
I don't know about that,
John
buddy.
wanted to take a
John.
break forever. The pool was not his friend. It was not the blissful wet dream of his fantasies. It was a hellish prison of murderous fluid, determined to drown him. No wonder life crawled out of the sea, desperate to escape the water.
Oh my god, John.
Done.
What are these poetic
John
thoughts?
had not drowned, but more importantly, he had not quit. Time to hit the weight room.
The weight room
John's
after
muscles
doing a
bunched
bunch of
and
laps?
bulged. The time in the gym was already paying off. Fresh from conquering the pool, John felt ready for anything the gym could throw at him, even heavy metal weights. Clearly, John knew how to handle equipment.
I'm
Sam
just
cheered
lifting
John on,
single.
as if he needed it. Adrenaline coursed
I
through
love just
John's veins.
lifting the
His
fucking
butthole
weights off to the
clenched like a
side, not
fist.
on the bar.
John was forging himself into the peen he saw on movie screens, bulging and sweat-slicked, hard and shiny.
Hard and shiny. I'm
Boom.
sorry. Do
John
people
was
want hard,
cocked
shiny
and loaded.
bean?
Didn't Sam ever get out of breath? The stream of encouragement was exhausting. John, getting flung from fast-moving objects since preschool. Slow and steady. That's right, John. Like a lover. Or pouring gravy.
Ugh.
That had gotten John's heart rate up and his life
Oh.
expectancy down. John was sweating like a senator on a sex tape, but he wasn't done. John took a deep breath, clenched, and pulled. Sam made this look so easy. John squashed the thought. He'd just have to push harder. John tried to make eye contact with Sam, get in his head a bit.
Sam
didn't
is
seem to
genuinely
notice
such a
John,
good
but
friend,
could tell
John.
Sam
Come
was
on.
impressed. Even though he still hadn't looked at John, not that it mattered to John, because John was in the zone.
John is in
Deep
love with
in
Sam,
the
I think.
zone.
That's my theory. This is actually Peen Yowie.
With the sound of a deflating truck tire, John's sphincter gave out. Sam congratulated John for trying and told him it was okay to take things slow, as if John was going to quit. Well, he wasn't. John had a mission, and the reunion was getting closer.
BL, hell yeah. Peen BL. Tone your body, jog. Okay. Be your best self, swim. Yeah, just be your best self, John. Eat protein. Eat just chicken. I don't know about that. I wish that was my job, damn. Show the water who's boss. Yeah, John. Show the water who's boss. Oh, hey, John, maybe clean up after yourself in the gym. Throbbing with motivation is crazy. Do not say that. 4 weeks until reunion. Just a month. Dominate that liquid. You're getting so strong, John. Heck yeah. Oh, you have to lift both of them. Is that just protein powder? Just protein powder and chicken? Don't do this to yourself, John. Don't do this to yourself. Bro. I mean, listen, I get it. I am also a girly who would just love to eat only chicken and, like, meal supplements. But that's for me being lazy, not to get jacked. To get hard and shiny. At least get some carbs. At least get some veggies, dude. At least get some water. Girl dinner. Girl dinner is great. Yeah, don't approach random women. You're also naked, John. Oh my god. Okay, let's just go. Is this another nightmare? We just are unable to cross the road. Eee. My gosh, all the dead peens back there. No! What is this bullshit? Do y'all have nightmares like this, huh? 'Cause I definitely don't. Find your locker. Oh, wow, I wonder which one. Oh, that's so rude. That's so rude. Oh. Alright, avoid the X's on the ground. Bro, what? I remember dreams occasionally, but they're nothing like this. Gosh dang it. I was trying to avoid it. Oh, we're gonna get bullied on the bleachers. Impress her? How? Do you want to play? Oh. Oh no.
As soon
Oh
as
my god,
John
look at our
woke
room
up,
now.
The mirror called to him. His abs looked like a pack
Look
of
at the
vacuum-sealed hot dogs. Tasty.
That's
Jim
crazy.
had remade John into a sculpted Adongus.
3 weeks until reunion.
He was finally everything a peen should be. Successful, traveled,
Bronson,
and
hello.
photogenic. It was time for his morning pre-gym workout.
Morning pre-gym workout. Crazy. I guess I shouldn't get clean before a workout, huh? Alright, let's go. Also, let's turn this off. Okay. That's crazy. You've been injecting... John. Don't do that to yourself.
The reunion invitation caught John's eye. He read it again. And again. Stunned. He'd gotten the date wrong. Very wrong. The reunion was tonight. Tonight!
6 hours until reunion.
He'd have to go alone. They'd all be there, and they'd look at John and they'd know he was still a loser. No.
Yeah, you're not wearing a
still
Weenie
time.
Hut Junior's outfit. You're not wearing a piercing either.
John needed a date fast. He'd have to go out. He'd have to make an impact. John had to dress his best, only better.
Hit the clubs in this outfit? John.
Is this sending the right message?
This is definitely not a clubbing outfit.
My, John. Welcome to the
Whatever,
gun
I can't
show.
get the other one on.
There had to be someone single and desperately alone.
Going to
in
the
city.
clubs to pick up somebody for
Someone
your
besides
reunion
John.
in a few hours
He
is
just had to
crazy.
find them.
Genuinely
John went straight to
insane.
the nearest bar. Sure, it was still early, but he couldn't waste any time. There must be some day drinkers he could pick up. It was a classy place. Even
Ooh.
the vomit was high quality. The bouncer looked like a hagfish that had taken up lacrosse.
This old dude is everywhere.
Much better. John stepped into the bar and saw her. The answer to the question,
Day
what
drinker.
was John's purpose?
John.
Loving her, being with her, taking her to the reunion. Their eyes met, and John knew she felt the same. Gladys did not feel the same, but John wasn't going to give up on their life together. A couple of drinks would loosen her up to their destiny.
John, no. John.
Wow, Gladys was not an amateur when it came to drinking. John had to keep up.
Oh, oh God, John. Oh, God.
It was working. Gladys was definitely warming up to John.
John, don't get a girl drunk to go to your high school reunion. High school is not that important, John. Is there a washroom? John, you're gonna piss yourself before your reunion. Okay, no, there is one. Am I not allowed in it? Let me in. Eat. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, time to piss yourself, John.
John's bladder was very full. It sloshed audibly as he moved.
Oh my god, John. Jeebus.
Holy balls. John had never
Can't aim
felt
for the
such
toilet.
relief.
Jeez. Alright, you two. I get this is a club bathroom, but come on. Well, oh, they're doing lines. That's crazy.
If only John could wash off the embarrassment like he washed off the urine. John looked around. Gladys was gone.
Yeah, of course she left John.
Cursed his petite bladder.
Ask the bartender, John.
The bored bartender shrugged and told John Gladys had left because some creep was trying to get her drunk. It was clear the cockpit was on autopilot. Time for John to hit the next bar.
5 hours and 28 minutes. John, no. John, no.
John's
You're the
anxiety had
creep.
sunk under the surface of the beer he'd drunk, while his confidence was floating high. This was the place he'd find love. It was empty, Except for the
John.
bartender. Clearly this bar's only special was unhappy hour. Two for one was a good deal, though, and so far the beer had lifted John's spirits. Another four would make him feel twice as good.
John. John, I'm so worried for you, buddy. John, you deserve better. John. Ooh.
The bartender gave John a smile that set his heart hammering. He had to impress her.
John, you've had too much. John. John, no. Security's gonna kick him out, I assume.
What
Yes.
was so offensive about offering a big tip in exchange for a date? John had thought bartenders loved tips.
John,
He
no.
needed to find a better club, one with a vibe.
John, no. John. Please, John, no.
John was drawn by the pulse of the music. It pulled him forward like a moth to a fiery death.
Love at
John
first
was running out of
glance.
time to
Ew.
find a date and prove that he wasn't a loser. Dancing, the real way to flirt, the way of animals, of wild sexual creatures. John strutted and shook his booty. With booze buzzing round his head, John found himself on the dance floor. Everyone was up close and sweaty. John was exhilarated. He felt alive. John was working himself up to try a little bump and grind. It was a moment out of a movie. John alone on the dance floor with a gorgeous penis.
John, I
their
don't-
sexual chemistry exploding.
I don't think that's
She
true.
moved away, coyly. John could tell when someone was playing hard to get.
John, I don't think you could tell when somebody's playing hard to get.
He let her marinate in the tension before making his move.
John, maybe the girl just wants to dance at the club. John, John, no. John, no.
John wasn't taking no for an answer.
John,
Some people have no sense of fun. But John was certain the next bar
John,
would be different.
you're gonna crash out, bro. You need to stop. You need to stop.
The next bar wasn't different. John couldn't understand why everyone was so sensitive. It was like no one wanted to have a good time.
John,
Like
club
no one
chug.
had a sense of humor.
Dixies.
John
John,
had meant that as a compliment. Why
John,
did the world get so uptight?
give up. John, stop. John.
John's ego was as bruised as his shaft. He had to admit it. He'd failed. He was where he belonged, in a creepy murder alley covered in trash.
Oops, I
John
didn't
would
realize I
have
was
to go
back into
through
the club.
garbage to get out.
Truly. Hit up Sam and be like, let's go to this
that's
high school
gross.
reunion together.
Oh, it's so moist, but textured. It smells like rotting dick yogurt. John's misery was sour in his mouth. He needed a drink to wash it down.
John,
There
you
was
really
still
don't.
one bar he hadn't been kicked out of yet.
John. John, you have an hour. Go home and clean up.
John had cleaned himself up as much as possible. He really needed a mint.
Wait, how do I cannot explain to you how floppy this
John
controls.
got it in, but he needed more to satisfy the
How?
machine.
Difficult this
Nailed it.
is.
John let out his anger, his frustration. Life was a shitty joke. It wasn't fair. You want to mess with John? Do you? This is what you get. Fuck you, you fucking thing. You had one job. Die, 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 die. That's how you get what you want.
Okay, let's leave.
John wanted the strongest drink they had. Rough night? Someone asked John. He hadn't noticed her when he came in, but now he did. It really had been a rough night for John, but he felt a little better that someone cared enough to ask. It was a pity they were only sort of attractive. But destiny had given John a second chance. John made his move.
John.
Unfortunately, according to Alice and to her boyfriend Chadrick, it was the wrong move.
John.
Chadrick threw John into the alley and followed, making unoriginal but still terrifying threats. Get him, John! I can't watch. John had survived. No, he'd won. He'd won. He'd won.
John, your life is a
wasn't a loser.
mess. This one
And there
night
was the
has
proof
made your
lying in
entire
a
life a
bruised,
mess.
bloody heap. John
John.
didn't need a date to the reunion. He needed to go over there and beat the pre-cum out of those dicks. High school reunion, the perfect time to teach someone a lesson.
Yeah, John should have just hopped
The doors
on
of the school. A
Marvel
sight John had
Rivals and let
dreaded
his rage
every
out.
day for years, and now he was going willingly through them.
Class of
unafraid,
08,
fueled
John.
by years of unprocessed
Come on,
anger,
man.
fermented in loneliness. John was back.
John, you look like a scumbag.
The chickens
John,
were
don't
coming
smoke
home to
inside.
roost, and they were all cocks. These were the peanuts he'd grown up with, now with jobs and marriages and beer bellies. John was surprised at how ordinary they had all turned out. He spotted them, John's tormentors. Time for them to feel the wrath.
Really?
John gave them a chance to apologize. They were laughing at John like they had never stopped. John was going to have to make it end. Don't let up!
This is...
Whoa!
What is this peen fight?
Who's a loser now? Who? Shake off the pain, buddy. Pow! That's the stuff, John.
John.
Ha!
John,
John
you're
had
such a
won.
loser.
He'd
John, I'm
won.
so
No
sorry.
one could say John was a loser now.
Except everyone there.
John's primal joy faded as he saw how the other penises looked at him. Not like a winner, like he was trash.
Yeah, John, what did you expect? Now he's gonna get kicked out here.
John tumbled down the steps. hitting every bruise on his length and his ego.
John.
It was her, Harmony. She had been at the reunion. She'd seen it all and followed John out. To laugh at him more? No, to see if he was all right. Why did that hurt John so much? This was John's chance to ask her. Why, all those years ago, she'd said to him, "No one will ever love you." Harmony stared at John in shock. How could John not know why? Didn't John remember what he'd done?
Uh-oh. John, you're just selectively remembering high school. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you think John did? I'm gonna assume he was a bully too. Even with the worm in it, John? Yuck. That's not an apple to eat, John. That's not an apple. John, no! Harmony, let's go out. Oh, did he get rejected and he was like, nobody will ever love you. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. I assume this is still a nightmare. Yeah, shocker. John isn't good at taking no for an answer. We saw him at the clubs. Six, 666 on the... School hall. Letting loose. I suppose so. What? John, you poor thing. You had such a bestie who wanted to look out for you. Player 2. Are we?
There was nothing Sam enjoyed more than the fresh air of an early morning. The dew sparkling on the grass, the music of the trees, space to think.
Sam! Oh my goodness. Yeah, say hello to the swans. Give them some bread. Though I don't think bread is super good for swans.
It made Sam's eye water.
Oh goodness, somebody was out drinking in this park.
It was John, passed out and crusted with vomit and regret.
John, get out of the pond.
John was awake and tolerably clean. Sam tried to be gentle and invited John to join him on his walk.
John somehow survived, yeah. Oh god, John, you're a mess. You're a mess, John.
Sam coaxed John along. It was like herding compost.
Oh, we have to wake him up. Oh god, John. Oh god, come on. Liver failure. With how many bars he went to? And having like
John
4
couldn't
drinks at
answer
every
Sam's
bar.
questions yet. How had he ended up such a wreck?
Oh god. John, wake up. Come on, homie. My gosh. Plus Thoroid's true.
John immediately felt better, but his head was still pounding, and not in a good way.
Well, we just ruined that whole setup.
If only John could fly away from his pain as easily. The throbbing ache dulled. John was feeling much more himself, and he realized that was not what he wanted to feel. Sam
Come
saw
on,
his
buddy.
friend's misery. He suggested they keep going.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, talk it out.
John wanted to know something. Why didn't anyone love him? As soon as he said it, he felt like a softie, whining about his feelings. But Sam didn't make fun of him. Sam asked him to go on. And so John told him the whole story. About how hard he'd made himself and how unfair it felt. And everything he'd done.
Those prices.
Saying it out loud, John realized he'd sounded like an asshole. But he'd done everything right. Why didn't he get what he wanted? Why didn't John get love? Wanting someone isn't the same as loving them, said Sam. You figure it out, John, but you have to keep trying.
Just kiss already, guys. Come on.
How about a bike ride? Sam asked.
Tandem bike.
John struggled to get his balance, but Sam told him not to give up. John kept trying, getting better as they went.
What in the hell is happening? Excusez-moi, swans. Two of 12. For what? Huh? Waking up that old dude?
John and Sam stopped and looked at the sunset. For a moment, John let himself be quiet and listen to the world and look at how beautiful it could be.
Yeah. Come on, John.
Life can be hard, said Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean we have to be.
Yeah. Sam, you're so smart. Damn, the end. Sculpt your feelings. Alright. You and Sam are having your bestie montage. Cute. Pick flowers. Tend therapy. You got therapy. Oh, I didn't get to paint. Oh, you're rocking your pet goose. Where's up, actually? Get to know Sam's wife and kids. Oh. Didn't realize he had a wife and kids. Help that old lady. Bro isn't getting hit by... I'm sorry, he is. How do we... Bro. Write poetry? But... Hell yeah. John. Good job. Watch Titanic. Man, where's my peen BL? This sucks. Learn to cry. John, look at your growth. I'm so proud of you. Apologize. What is happening behind the bleachers? What the hell? What the hell? Why do we still get this sound? Ew. Thank you for playing. Oh, you can play multiplayer and stuff. Whoa. Look at that. You can make your own peen. Oh, you can host games. Well, that's a future community game night, is what I'm hearing. Online multi-peen, guys. Are you ready? That genuinely took the words out of my mouth. I did not know what to say during most of that. That was crazy. I only vaguely remember this game from when it came out because, of course, a bunch of YouTubers played it. Yeah, it was a very funny meme. I wonder if like the story can change if you know, don't swipe on a bunch of people or you do find your perfect match and all that kind of stuff. It'd be funny to see. But I think for now, this is my little gift for YouTube for missing Marvel Rivals yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this at least a little. The weirdness of it all, no? Thank you for coming to watch me joust with my genitals and get rock hard and smooth and shiny. I can't believe this is allowed on YouTube, but it's not allowed on Twitch. That's crazy. But that's so funny. I will see y'all probably tomorrow for something, or I might push it to an early stream next week because I want to get some stuff done this weekend IRL. We shall see. But thank you so much for watching me be a peen. It was very weird, very goofy, but this tends to be the type of stuff YouTube loves. So honestly, YouTube chat, this is your fault. I'll see ya when I see ya. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye bye.